Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here after our week 3 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. So we're going to start this on week 3 because this starts the, you can see the scouting points here, 175. So we're going to actually look at the scouting news is after that. Just 4 interception. I mean, we knew there was going to be a lot of turnovers, but if we could have protected the football, it might have been different. Seahawks are a good team now, and we're a struggling Bears team. So, looking at it, Butler strong safety Robert Jordan has been by his father on the sideline during football games since he could walk. So I might just be like, since he's a student of the game, his awareness might be high, so we'll have to look at him. Although, strong safety, I mean, Mundy's coming off an injury, so it's possible that Antrell Roll may retire, but I don't know. And Alex Reeves is leaving the rugby. Let's go back to that. Alex Reeves is leaving the rugby pitch and trying his hand at right end for Texas. So he can move fast for a guy his size. But will he actually be someone heavy that can play in one of our inside roles? I mean, definitely he's not going to be in our 2 or 3 technique, being a defensive tackle. It's just not going to happen. And the reason why I'm not upgrading the team is I've set it all to no one can upgrade, so we're going to upgrade at the end of the season. We also got a media
We're at the halfway point of
one.
the season. The quarterback continues to struggle, especially lately the last few games. Will we see a change of quarterback?
So, with Jay Cutler, I mean, we saw nothing solid, especially in preseason from the other two. We have a very difficult starting season going from the Packers to the Cardinals to the Seahawks. I mean, we got a difficult schedule this year. So, turnovers might be more likely. We're going to have to run the ball with more emphasis, and I think that's the issue of why we have too many turnovers, especially interceptions, is we're not running the ball effectively, or running the ball more than we should. So, I'm going to say that we're absolutely not going to. We went this direction at quarterback for a reason, and we'll stick to it. The offense runs through Jay Cutler, and through Jay Cutler, it's able to be distributed from there. Whether you believe it or not, even in real life, the offense goes through Jay Cutler. So, per win with starter, it's +2, and per loss is -5. Now, another thing, we're going to finally look at these scouting points. You have to spend them per week or you get penalized. So we're going to look at it. So first things first, let's look at our roster and see possible areas of need. I know it's week 3 in the season. We haven't seen a lot of things, but we need to start looking for the future. So a quarterback, I mean, we may want to look at possibly looking at some late round quarterbacks, some mid round quarterbacks, possibly. Forte, I mean, he has been a monster. Jacquez Rodgers has been good there. Kadeem Carey, Jeremy Langford, which we need to get more involved in the offense. So we may see more of Jeremy Langford in the future. Our fullback is technically Kyrie Lee, who's been a good job doing it out of that, being an H-back and all of that. So it looks good. Kevin White, simulated injury. We're going to say, what? I mean, the average time for a leg fracture in the NFL, somewhere around 8 weeks. I mean, it was a stable fracture. That's the biggest thing. And now let's say 4 months is what? I mean, hell, that's most of the season. So we're talking about week 12. So if we're still in the playoff race, we will play Kevin White. Otherwise, I mean, we'll just say he's out till week 12. That's a good thing. I'm looking on one of the centers for typical healing time for that. A Royal, I mean, Cameron Meredith is coming a little strong. Josh Bellamy is starting to come through. A tight end, I'm happy with our tight end depth right now. Left tackle, we might need to get a backup there. Slauson's there. We are using Vlad on the right side. Is Montgomery. We're at Grisau, which will be grooming, and he will eventually take over for Montgomery. Long as X is playing at a tackle, Osama's backup. Weaver's in the IR, and Fabelugier is in a backup role right now. Okay, so we got Ratliff, who has missed these 2 games off a simulated 3-game suspension like he did at the beginning of the year. And so he will be starting at our left tackle position. And Ferguson and Dunn right. It's going to be Jenkins. Behind him it's going to be Sutton. And then Goldman, we had to take Tyson. So we might actually put Ratliff here as well. So possibly he'll play some in the middle as well. Left outside linebacker, McPhee, that's good. We're getting pressure. And middle linebacker, Bostic hasn't hit it on at all, really. And Christian Jones has been playing good, getting some tackles, playing with speed, and Shea's been good in run stopping. Shea's been doing great. He's got a couple of sacks, and he's been our highest tackler the past 3 games, which means they are not getting or getting past the line, but they're not getting to the secondary when they're running the ball, which is good. Right end, we've been playing with Jared Allen, but I mean, we might be funneling Lamar Houston in a little bit, some Sam Acho, Cornelius Washington, just to see what we got. Cornerback is a priority. With Alan Ball just getting victimized in the last 2 games and then getting beat all day long, but James Jones, plus him being 30, we will look for corners. I mean, I'm comfortable with Fuller. Young players can have some growing pains. He didn't make some good plays against Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald made more plays against him. But Fitzgerald is an accomplished receiver in this league. Porter is just not. I mean, he's making plays, but there's too many gaps here for him to throw around. Terrence Mitchell's been okay. He played a little bit in the Seattle game, and I mean, he was able to cover a little bit, but he's 5'11". I mean, he's only going to be a slot. He's not going to be a big point there. And Sheriff McManus, I mean, he'll be able to cover some of the more possession guys, but when it comes to trying to cover Cobb and all of these great receivers, I'm not going to be able to do much with them. Like, the speed-wise is going to hurt him. Amos has been great. So Adrian Amos will be playing here. Vereen's been behind him. Some of the big, taller tight ends at this point he's been having issue with. Monday will be back next season. Antro Roll is 33. Jefferson will be back next season. I mean, logically, we might look at picking up a safety. Which kind of sounds weird. I mean, personally, I mean, I might want to go to an end position. Get some big defensive linemen. But we are going to look at a decent amount of positions. Number 1 overall projected is Alabama quarterback Jeffrey Owens. If we're that high, do you really think we should draft a quarterback? I mean, we got Brian Hunt here. The base 3-4, projected number 2 overall. He could be a big guy. He fits our scheme. We're going to view a scouting card. He's a prototype. We're going to spend it. So he's a good press. Good man. Good zone. They say he's an early 3rd round target. We're going to enter our watch list because he's going to be someone we might pull up maybe in the 2nd round. Going through here, Bram James. He's a pass rusher and a zone blitz 3-4 from the outside. 6'2", 243. Justin Marshall, here we go. 3-4, Michigan State. So good scouting card. Balance, 3-4. He's 5'10". I mean, man coverage, zone coverage, and press. So he is considered one of those 1st round picks. Terrell Howard. Okay, this is left tackle. 1st round. 306. Okay. So here's one. At free safety, 3-4, Penn State. 5'11". I'm not feeling that one. Power run. Attacking 4-3. 301, 6'3". Vertical. Attacking first, or attacking 3-4. Trey Carpenter from Auburn. 6'3", 22. Let's see. Quarterback Tampa 2. Right tackle 6'6". Impact block, run block, and toughness. Considered a 3rd rounder. Power run, this might be a good one. Toughness, impact block, run block. I don't have that pass block. I mean, he's protecting the back of Cutler, so I don't like that idea. Hybrid offense, defensive tackle. 6'3", 303. So he would be technically someone we move out to an end. Power moves, block shedding, and tackle. So this guy could be something we look at. 3-4, Jamius Givens. Malik Griffin. Could be intriguing. He's 21, 6'6", right tackle. Balanced, so impact block, pass block, and run block. This would be definitely someone so we can move Kyle Long back in the middle to the guard position. So that's the last of our scouting points right there. Let's see, what do we want to look at next? I think that will be it. Actually, we were going to look at the standings right now. So far in the league, to give you an idea. So AFC North, Ravens are 2-0. Everyone else is 1-1. AFC South, everyone's 1-1. Bills are 2-0. Everyone else is 1-1. Besides the Dolphins have lost 2. Which they haven't played week 3 yet. Chargers, 1-2. Broncos and Chiefs are 1-1 and Raiders are 0-2. So we will be going into week 4 playing the Oakland Raiders, a team that we have to travel to, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll look at that next. The Lions are 1-1. Vikings are 1-1. We are 1-2. The Packers are 0-2. The Packers actually go to a game that they might have some difficulty with, which we'll look at that schedule too. Saints and Falcons are both 2-0. Panthers are 1-1. Buccaneers are 0-2. Cowboys are 2-0 somehow in losing DeMarco Murray to the Eagles. And the Eagles are 0-2. That's a shocker. Redskins are 1-1 and Giants are 0-2. Seahawks are 3-0 after beating us. And then Cardinals are 1-1. Rams are 1-1. 49ers are 0-2. So, looking at it, let's see exactly what our schedule is, and you'll see exactly how we are having issues this season. So we beat out the Packers, forcing a 3-point lead going into the end of the game. And we forced it in that last minute, tying it, and then going down and scoring that field goal. We go to the Cardinals. We commit a lot of turnovers, and Carson Palmer just shreds our defense. Until he gets hurt, we're containing their defense because we're making one-dimensional. And then we lose containing their passing defense, or their passing offense, to Matt Barkley, who then throws 3 touchdowns against our defense. The Seahawks, we committed a lot of turnovers, 4 picks by Cutler. We had 2 fumbles on our side of the field, giving the Seahawks the ball in the red zone. And we tried to claw back in the end by getting 3 and outs and forcing stops on defense, which we did, but we just didn't have enough time to win the game. I mean, we got to protect the football better. The Raiders, they're coming to Soldier Field in our 3rd home game on a 4, and we really put it out on the first home game, and then the Cardinals swacked us at home. Play the Chiefs and the Lions away before we go on our bye week at week 7. 8's at home against the Vikings. Then we go to the Chargers and Rams. Then the Broncos come to Chicago. Then we face our second game against the Packers. The 49ers and Redskins come to Chicago. Then we play the last game in Minnesota. Then we go to Lovie Smith, former Chicago Bear coach in Tampa, who beat us last year. And so we'll be looking revenge at that under new head coach John Fox. And then week 17, we finish with the Lions, which typically this would be something for vying for a playoff spot. But the way we're playing and giving up 34 points in the first half, or 31 points in the first half, then giving up 3 in the second, and then giving up nearly 25 points in the second half, and only 13 in the first half, and not scoring, is really going to kill us. And we were lucky to win that game against Aaron Rodgers. So week 3, we played ours. So Broncos played the Lions on a Sunday night game, and Chiefs and Packers play. I should know that because it's week 3 in real life. And then Vikings and Chargers play each other. So this is going to be something that we're going to have to claw away through this division and hope we can steal some games away and make something just of ourselves this season, as we are really just rebuilding. I mean, we got some good draft picks this season, coming with Eddie Goldman, who's been solid, anchoring that middle and not allowing rushes up the middle. Adrian Amos, who's playing well. Then you're talking about pulling in some other rookies. We got Kyrie Lee we traded for, who's been playing good at fullback. And we're just going to have to see how Kevin White comes out there and plays. Or some of our other young players coming out there. Vereen's seen limited snaps. And then going to Kyle Fuller and see if he can recover with some of these games. But Oakland is 0-3. We're 1-2. And we got Amari Cooper coming. So that's going to be the number one priority, shutting down, is Amari Cooper for Kyle Fuller, trying to shut him down. And then they do have Latavius Murray, which may put us out there. We'll look at the depth charts now when we're going into week 3 for the Raiders. So they're going with David Carr, Matt McGloin's behind them, and then Garrett Gilbert. So they're going to be having Roy Halou and not Latavius Murray. So that's a shocker. Somehow they will go with Roy Halou. If I'm not mistaken, Latavius Murray is faster. Yes, he's a little bit faster than Roy Halou. The fullback, Marcel Reese, who's been a big anchor in this offense for the Raiders for a long time, coming into receivers, Amari Cooper, the rookie out of Alabama, Crabtree coming over from the other part of the Bay, from the 49ers to the Raiders, and then Rod Streeter, Holmes, and Butler. So they got a lot of young talent on this team, and Crabtree's trying to show these young players how to play. Lee Smith, Michael Rivera, and Clive Walford, the rookie out of Miami, they have some surprises out of tight end that may shock us. So Donald Penn on the left side, on the left tackle. Gabe Jackson, second-year player at left guard. They got Hudson, 4-year player, or fifth year technically, center. Jamarcus Webb, the former Bear, now with the Raiders, try to anchor that right guard position. And right tackle, they're playing Paul McCormick. We might see some Eric Spears in there, but that is their biggest weakness, and possibly just a familiarity with right guard Jamarcus Webb and some of his weaknesses against some of the power rushers, particularly Pernell McPhee, may get a lot of pressure on this. Alton Smith, who was signed in the first week of the season in real life to play, he's actually starting ahead of Justin Tuck. Khalil Mack is on the right side, and then Mario Edwards will be behind him, the rookie, Florida State. Defensive tackle, we're going to see Dan Williams and Tony McDaniel. At left linebacker, we're going to see Jopolo Bartu. He's playing ahead Lorenzo Alexander. At middle linebacker, Curtis Lawson, we may see a little bit of Philip Wheeler depending on what kind of defensive fronts they throw at us. And then Jaikon Williams, the right guard, and then Malcolm Smith to be behind him. So I'm not sure why Malcolm Smith is not playing the left linebacker position. At corner, TJ Carey, the second-year player, and then DJ Hayden, the third-year player, and then Keith McGill is going to be a corner. So we could possibly do something with this, with Thorpe and McDonald under them. A free safety, Nate Allen, and then Matt Johnson. And then at strong safety, we'll see Gomes and Larry Asante. So one big thing is we're going to look at their injuries. It looks like Charles Woodson is injured, as we see Marquette King here. Good punter. I've seen him in Sneaky Peas last year. His Raiders franchise, which he was decent in punting ranges, deep punts, that sort of thing. We're going to look at the injury report. First, we'll start with us. Perry, Jefferson, Weaver, Mundy, if they didn't complete didn't tear the ACLs. This is how Madden put it in there. There's, as those that are put on the IR for specific injuries, I guess it's just easier to put them like this instead of just putting in whatever injury they sustained. But these are all currently on the IR due to injuries during training camp. Personally, Cyrus Perry in real life and Ryan Mundy in real life was in the preseason, but we're playing out the preseason rosters. So we're going to be playing with that. Somehow they don't have Kevin White on here. So we're simulating that. Look at the Raiders. Malik Watson, complete ACL tear. Actually, we'll say he's out. Andre DeBose, Chimney Chekwa and Brady and Ross. That is right. In the preseason, the Raiders cut Charles Woodson. So the guy who's been stable there over the past couple of years and the veteran in the secondary was cut. So we got a lot of rookies in the secondary which we can victimize there against the Raiders. But we're going to have to pull them in with a lot of rushing, a lot of play action, and pull out play action and try to get behind those corners with Alshon, with Eddie Royal, with Marquise Wilson, with Josh Bellamy, and see if we can get something going there. So thank you all for joining me in our Week 4 preview and our scouting from last week. We'll do scouting pretty much when we're done with the Week 4 game, going into Week 4. So we kind of like a Week 4 news. We'll do some previews, things like that, when we have these scouting points. So thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Later.